Good morning, class. This is Miss Ross. Today we're going to be working on line graphs, and line graphs show change over time. So I have a line graph on my phone. Every morning I wake up and I get on the scale and I check my weight. And what it does is the data goes into a line graph. And so what you'll see is over time, so it'll go from January to February to March to April to May, my line graph will go up and down as Ms. Ross gains weight and loses weight. So around Christmas time, my graph goes up, okay, because of all the wonderful turkey and, wonderful Christmas food. And then it'll go down after January, because then I get my New Year's resolutions and I start working out. Okay. So line graphs show change over time. So for this lesson today, label your paper. This is in your math journal. Label it line graph, and this is important. It shows change over time. And we are going to draw a simple line graph. Okay. So first off, I want you to give it an x-axis. All right. X-axis is always at the bottom. This is the x-axis. So if anybody ever asks you which one is that, it is the x-axis. All right? The x-axis is going to show time, okay? X-axis is going to show time. It's going to give you a unit of time. And you can always remember that the time is on the bottom because time marches on. It marches. Time doesn't jump. Time marches on. Okay, time never stops. It just keeps going. So let's put here that this is, let's say Monday. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so this is our unit of time. Unit of time is always on the bottom of the chart. Okay, now I want you to draw a y-axis, okay, y-axis. Now, y-axis gives a numerical value, okay? So let's fill in our lines here. So you're going to go up from Monday, and you're going to make a line going up. Go up from Tuesday, continue that line. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, then we're going to give it a unit. So let's say for this, we are going to label this the amount of candy given. Okay, so the title for our chart, I'm going to go ahead in here, put a title for it. We're going to call this amount of candy students received. So let's say you're in my class and not an apostrophe there. Ignore that. Students received. Okay. So on this side, we're going to have a numerical value. So you're going to have your amounts go up on the y-axis. So let's say that this line, we're going to have the first line between 0 and then let's make this 4, okay? And then the next line, space it out the same amount, and we're going to make this, since it's going up in units of 4, 0 plus 4 is 4, 4 plus 4 is, this line will be 8. Then you do it again. Your units go the same amount each time. That's called the scale. 8 to 12, that's another 4, and then let's do one more. This is 16. So let's put some dots on this, all right? And I'll show you how we can graph it. All right, so let's say it's Monday, and I'm tired on Monday, and I'm not really woken up from the weekend yet. So on Monday, I only have 4 students who receive candy. So put a dot right here, and what I like to do is I like to label it 4, so that you know on Monday, 4 students got candy. All right, now let's say on Tuesday, I wake up, I am teaching a ton and kids are finishing I-ready assignments. And on Tuesday, I have 16 kids get candy. Wow. Okay. And I'm going to label this 16. Well, what you do is you connect the two of these, and I'm going to use the corner of my folder. You connect the two of these with a line, these two dots with a line. Hence the name line graph, okay? Because it shows change over time. So you can see this increase from 4 to 16 over time. Now, let's say on Wednesday, we have a substitute. And that substitute, you know how substitutes sometimes just like to give out candy so that, children will behave. On Wednesday, the substitute gives out 12 pieces of candy, okay? And again, draw a line between these two, okay? So it shows the change over time, all right? Then the next day, Miss Ross is back. It's just kind of a normal day, and I give out 10 pieces of candy. Well, Ms. Ross, I don't see 10 on here. Well, I know that, but let's go between, what number is exactly between 8 and 12? 10 would be right here. So you can come to Thursday, this is 8, you can go in between the two lines, and this would be 10, okay? And don't forget to label this one 12. Then you draw a line connecting the two dots, okay? And then on the last day, it's EOG Friday, and Miss Ross is feeling generous again. So I give out 15 pieces of candy. Let's do 14 pieces of candy on this day. 14 on Friday. In between 12 and 16 is 14. And then draw the line connecting them. Okay? So this shows the change in time for how much candy I gave. I started out slow, I got fat, I got fast, I gave out more here, then the sub gave a little bit less, it decreased some on Thursday, and then it increased up to 14 on Friday. So a lot of times kids will get simple questions. For example, a simple question would be, how much candy did Miss Ross give the children on Wednesday? Well, that's simple. You go to Wednesday, and then you come up to the dot, and then you go over to the corresponding number, 12, okay? Simple question. Here's another simple one. On which day did Miss Ross give 14 pieces of candy? So you look in here, and right there, 14 pieces of candy, that was Friday. Now, sometimes the questions will be more difficult. So, for example, where do you see the greatest increase? I want you to write these two words down here. Increase means that it goes up, increase, okay? And then decrease means, and see how decrease has the letter D in it? Decrease means go down. So if the question asks you, where do you see the biggest increase? Well, a lot of times you can eyeball it, okay? But first off, you have to figure out whether it's an increase or decrease as time marches on. So let's look. Between Monday and Tuesday, did it go up or did it go down? It definitely went up. Well, how much did it go up? Well, it went from 4 to 16. So the difference between those two numbers is 12. It went up 12. 16 minus 4, it went up 12. All right, let's look at the next one. And I like to circle these so that I know that that is my calculation there. All right, from 16 to 14, it went down like a slide. It went down, so it's a negative. Well, from 14 to 12, 14 minus 12, it went down 4, and there is the difference between those two. It's a decrease of 4. Now let's look at 12 to 10. 12 to 10 is a decrease. 12 minus 10 is 2. That is a decrease of 2. And then from 10 to 14 is an increase of 4. And that goes up by 4. So if the question is, where is the greatest increase, between which 2 days is the greatest increase? Well, the greatest increase is right here. But you can't say the greatest increase is between 4 and 16 because the question said between what 2 days? Well, between what 2 days? This is Monday and this is Tuesday. The greatest increase occurred between Monday and Tuesday. What if the question asks you, let's see, what would be another good question? What 2 days is the greatest increase? So to figure that out, you would look for the greatest decrease. To figure out, you would look at the negative numbers and what is the greatest decrease between here to here? It goes down 4. Come down, and that's between Monday and Wednesday, okay? Most important thing that you need to know is that a line graph shows change over time. Please make sure that you have this in your science journal. It is very important. And I believe I might spell received wrong now that I'm looking at it. Let me go back up there and change that. I hope that I before E except after C. Yes. Okay, so this is E-I. Sorry about that. I'm going to completely mark that out so you can see how to spell received correctly. R-E-C. I before E except after C. C. Okay, get that written down correctly. Miss Ross is embarrassing herself. Okay, all right, guys. Well, make sure you get this in your math journal and that you get your picture to me. Thanks.